Hello everyone, I've returned, and we need to discuss the TXT Love Story cover because it has kind of shaken my very being to its core. First though, I need you all to be aware, the hood is staying on. My hair's a disaster under here. I was supposed to get a haircut today, and they called me at like 8 a.m. and were like, JK Girlie's out sick, you can't come today. And I was like, oh, that really sucks, I need a haircut. So now I'm going Tuesday. That's not the point. The point is my hair's bad under here, the hood's staying on, and we all need to be okay with that. Actual things though, let's get into the video. I will just be running through the song, giving you kind of thoughts on it, and then giving it a score out of 10 at the end, but I do have some disclaimers before we continue. Disclaimer number 1, I don't know how to categorize the song actually. It is technically new, but it is also a cover of a 15-year-old song. So it's quasi-new. My opinions on it may change over time. That's the point. My second disclaimer is my standard one. Everything I say in this video is just my opinion. You do not have to agree with my opinion because music is subjective, and that is great. Also, this is my copy of the Back for More single, their collab with Anita. I decided it's going to join me because I have it and I wanted to display it. Anyway, that's why it's joining me. Now let's get into the love story. And I actually need to give you some history because for people who don't know, which should be most of you, I don't think I've talked about this before, the Fearless album and Love Story as a song are surprisingly crucial to my psyche. Story time. The year is 2009, and my mother, God bless her soul, somehow, for some reason, obtained the Fearless album. I still do not have clarity on this because she is not a pop stan. She probably could not name a recent Taylor Swift album at all. Like a single one of her new songs couldn't do it. But for some reason, she bought the Fearless album. And we proceeded to listen to that in her car, probably on loop for 2 years. Like, we would listen to the Fearless album non-stop. Like, just playing it over and over and over again every time we were in her car, which was like a lot. Like for any kid who's had like a mom with a station wagon, like that classic mom, I'm in her car a lot. I've heard this album like a jillion times, and it is truly just burned into my mind. I knew it by heart before I was like even 10. Now I want you to take that already existent obsession with the Fearless album, because I'm still obsessed with the Fearless album, okay? I could do like a 45-minute talk about the Fearless album if I so chose. I will spare you all from that because there's people who are better at it than me. But take that obsession, right? Take my obsession with the Fearless album. Add on top of that the fact that Love Story was everywhere. And I mean like everywhere, everywhere. You walk into a Target, they're playing Love Story. You turn on the radio, they're playing Love Story. This song was inescapable, and I've heard it quite literally more than I've heard most songs. Now let's shift to the TXT version, okay? I will say, I saw their version that they did on Youngji's show. I forget what her specific branding is called, but her show. I saw the version they did live, and I will be honest, I was unimpressed. It wasn't like a bad cover, but it just did not do it for me in the way that it did for a lot of people I was seeing on Twitter. That said, the studio version, the recorded version, I see the vision. I really do. I could break down the song with what I like and what I don't like. This is Love Story by Taylor Swift. Statistically speaking, you've all heard this song, so I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to talk about what makes the TXT version special and why I love it so much. Now, there are a few factors. First is just what just made it stand out in comparison to the live version, which is studio vocals. I'm not saying TXT can't sing. TXT are very talented singers. I've seen them live, okay? I know they can sing. But studio vocals are just always gonna sound nicer. And that's just a fact of life, and they do sound better here. Reason number 2 I greatly enjoyed this is that they did the full song. That sounds like it's not asking for much. However, I reviewed the Enhypen What Makes You Beautiful cover that they did for, I think it was Ihyore's season, and they cut out the second verse of that song, and it pissed me off. It made me very angry. So I was very happy that TXT did not do that. They did the full song, they did the bridge. This is, I believe, the first song TXT has released with a bridge in years. However, the main factor is reason number 3. They took Love Story, right, like the song, and they changed the background music. They gave it this like really cool hyper poppy background music that I really like. I am a pop girl. I have great love for the original Love Story. I could sing it for you right now without missing a beat. However, it is not a pop song in the way that I'm used to. Okay, like it's a pop song, don't get me wrong, but it is not like the fun type of pop song that I typically enjoy, which this background music is, and it elevated the song for me so much. Also, reason number four is not like a major one, but I do appreciate it, which is that they didn't change the genders and the lyrics at all. Like, I've seen God knows how many K-pop covers at this point of English songs, and certain artists have a penchant for changing the genders of a song. Like if it's a male idol, it is not uncommon to hear them switch it from a female perspective to a male perspective. TXT didn't do that. I do think it would have been slightly harder for this song, given the fact that the whole thing is a Romeo and Juliet analogy. But I do think they could have done it if they wanted to, but they didn't. Even when they were singing it live, like they would still say, "You'll be the prince and I'll be the princess." I appreciated that. It got it some extra credit. But that's all I have to tell you about the songs. With that, it is score time. And overall, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I did greatly enjoy this. I will be listening to it probably on loop for the next few hours because I have things to work on. But it was a fun time. I like that they took the song. They definitely stayed true to the original enough, but they still made it their own, which is not really the case for most of the other songs that this show has produced. So there's that, and I liked it. So yeah, 9 out of 10. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to comment your thoughts on the song down below. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel with it in relation to the original Love Story. You can also like and subscribe if you want to or don't. I will be okay either way. And in the description, I will be putting a whole bunch of TXT reviews that I've done. The most recent one being for their new album. You may watch them all if you so choose. I will also be putting down there a link to my history of TXT. It is a bit old. I think it's like a year old now. I don't actually remember. It's definitely a year old because I didn't do it this year. But it's fun. I sit down, I run through TXT history. It's a fun time. You may watch it if you so choose. And yeah, thank you again for watching. Bye!